अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपाद परमस्पराचार्य अष्टोत्तर स्थितिस्थितिवन ऋषि भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Shri Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shva Vadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwar Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyev Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kripatam Shri Ranatara Paramananda Mada Shri Chaitanya ईशमानविते गर्भं प्रविष्ट कैटभार्दनः अविद्या संशय ग्रंथिं चित्वागां विचरिष्यति येष मानविते गर्भं प्रविष्टः कैटभार्दनः विद्या संशय ग्रंथिं चित्वागां विचरिष्यति
अविद्या संशय ग्रंथिं चित्वागां विचरिष्यति येष मानवीते गर्भं प्रविष्ट कैटभार्दनः संशय ग्रंथिं चित्वागां विचरिष्यति येष मानवीते गर्भं प्रविष्ट कैटभार्दनः अविद्या संशय ग्रंथिं चित्वागां विचरिष्यति
येष मानवीते गर्भं Chittagam vicharishyati.
The same supreme personality of Godhead. Manavi, O daughter of Manu, Te, your Garbham, womb, Pravishtaha, has entered. Kaitaba Ardhanaha, the killer of the demon Kaitaba, Avidya, of ignorance, Samsaya, and of doubt, Grandhim, the knot, Chitva, cutting off, Gam, the world, Vicharishati, he will travel over. Translation. Based on this is what concerns Lord Brahma then told Devahuti, my dear daughter of Manu, the same supreme personality of Godhead, who killed the demon Kaitaba, is now within your womb. He will cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. Then he will travel all over the world. Purport. Here the word avidya is very significant. Avidya means forgetfulness of one's identity. Every one of us is a spirit soul, but we have forgotten. We think I am this body. This is called avidya. Samsaya grandhi means doubtfulness. The knot of doubtfulness is tied when the soul identifies with the material world. This knot is called ahankara, the junction of matter and spirit. By proper knowledge received from the scriptures in disciplic succession, and by proper application of that knowledge, one can free himself from this binding combination of matter and spirit. Brahma assures Devahuti that her son will enlighten her, and after enlightening her, he will travel all over the world, distributing the system of Sankhya philosophy. The word samsaya means doubtful knowledge. Speculative and pseudo-yogic knowledge is all doubtful. At the present moment, the so-called yoga system is prosecuted on the understanding that by agitation of the different stations of the bodily construction, one can find that he is God. The mental speculators think similarly, but they're all doubtful. Real knowledge is expounded in Bhagavad Gita. Just become Krishna conscious, just worship Krishna and become a devotee of Krishna. This is real knowledge. And anyone who follows that system becomes perfect without doubt. Hare Krishna. So I neither have any qualification, nor do I have any realization. Just customary for me to give this class. I need blessings of practically everyone, so that I can speak whatever I have heard in the past. So today we are reading from Bhagavatam, Canto 3, chapter 24, text number 18. Yeshamanate garbham pravishtah kaitabardhanah avidya samsaya grandham chitvagam vicharishati. So Brahma is telling Devahuti, the person who has killed the demon Kaitaba is present in your womb. He will cut off all the knots of your ignorance and doubt. Then he will travel all over the world. So, Rishabdev explains to his children, this human life is attained automatically in the evolution. None of us knew one day I will assume a human body, man or woman, and I'll do these things. We have no idea actually. Does anyone have any idea? 2 years before taking birth, did you come out with a plan? No. Honestly speaking, 5 years before, even we make plans. But if you see your past, whatever your 20, 30 years, many things happened without your expectation. Do you agree? No. I never thought this will happen. So we have not made the decision to come to this world is a proof that we are under the influence of somebody. Directly under material nature, and directly under Krishna through material nature. So, why are we accepting these bodies? In my childhood, we used to sing a song. The bones are like beams, structural beams. And the bones are like ropes, they're tied. This body is nothing but a bag of blood, flesh, and stool. That's it. But in that lives soul and super soul. So, the whole world is under the illusion. Due to ignorance, we think we are this body. Many times in the past I showed, we operate between Rajo, Tama and Sattva. If you think this is Sattva, if you think this is Rajo, and if this thing this is Tamo, how you don't make that choice either. Who makes the choice? Material energy makes the choice. I want to be in Sattva only. Many times I told her, you cannot. So, when you come in the association of devotees, you attend the morning program, your consciousness is very fresh, like, you have just taken bath. Prabhu one time he said, one student in IIT, he would not take bath for 1 month. Then he would take bath and he would feel so fresh because he has taken bath. So likewise, actually the freshness you feel in the morning, you don't feel that in the evening. So morning is mode of goodness. Then slowly you'll shift from here to here, passion. When you shift from here to here, you'll become fixed in a bodily consciousness. The moment consciousness shifts here, you will become bodily conscious. And when you become bodily conscious, your duties, your desires to perform activities are actually situated on here, on this body. I have to do this. Children, all these things. Morning, they don't come so much into your mind. I have to make progress. They are telling, I'm not this, but I'm a spirit soul. I have to make progress. But the moment 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock starts, you are slowly shifted here. And your consciousness is, I have to do this. I, when you say I, here it is said, Ahankar, the rope that binds the body to the soul, conjunction of matter and spirit, that knot. What is that rope that binds the soul to the body? Ahankar. False ego. Ahankar, Vimratma Kartaha iti manyate. I am the doer. Are you tell 100 times I am humble, but inside you know you are not humble. Who did this? You will unbutton this too. I did it. So Prabhupada says, in the family life, there is a lot of, what is it, inconvenience, difference of opinion, quarrel, but still head of the family. This is all in my family. I created it. I am doing it. That's what the head of the Prabhu thinks. Mataji thinks, this is all I have created through him. I am the head of the family. Everyone knows. So when the consciousness shift here, envy, anger, wrong things, on the height of Tamogun, suicide, they are all triggered. Some level of Tamogun, envy triggers. Because mode of goodness is not very pure in this world. It is always mixed with these things. So we can perceive those things also. So the real charity is not, real welfare activity is not giving food or medicine. That will fix you in that will fix you in Rajagun, Raja and Tamo. Actually Rajagun. Other faiths, let me not go there so much. But anyway, so how do we come to goodness? That is a true yoga. What is a true yoga? One time Varsana Maharaj told me, one has to see his life very carefully, his or her life. And you should do those things that will increase your sattva guna activity, that will increase your sattva, but you have to thoroughly discourage yourself. That is increasing your rajagun and tamagun. Even in the performance of bhakti. Because our bhakti is mixed with gunas. That's why a brahmachari has to do, first of all, he has to fully surrender to authority. Within a brahmachari circle also, if you're trying to wield your influence, if you're trying to do things in your way, rajagun. Radhesham Prabhu has a statement. A person who wants to be independent, he cannot join full time. Why? I need to have my home. I need to have my room. I need to have I. Means everything private for me. I. All right. So you cannot fit here. Because when you are coming here means you are willing to go through so many difficulties because your goal of life is to attain the love of God. Other people say, I want to attain the same love of God in my way, not in the... All right, fine. But the bhakti is so powerful. Wherever you are situated, to the extent you are sincere, that much extent you make progress. But the goal of this entire spiritual life is I want to cut this avidya, ignorance. I'm in ignorance. I think I'm this body. I was telling in brahmachari class recently. I was in India, I was looking at one mother and one daughter. They're side by side. Not that, So, I'm sure you all, you're okay, right? So, I'm analyzing in my mind. For that reason, I looked actually. Why this is a tight skin? Why should one be attracted? This is a loose skin. Why I should not be attracted to that? Why is the consciousness getting attracted to the tight skin? But the same tight skin after 20 years will become loose skin. Why it's the same skin actually. Why? Then I told myself that is a proof that this is Maya. That is mental energy. Right? So even if a 8-year-old woman puts so much of lipstick and woman or man, of course, puts so much of decoration, you're not attracted. Even if there is not so much decoration for a 20-year-old man or woman, we are attracted. What is that? I'm just analyzing. Attracted means to the extent you're in Rajagun, that much extent you're attracted. To the extent you're in Sattva. Sattva means your consciousness is supported by intelligence. There may be like a little pull. No. This is temporary. The grass on the other side is not green. After some time, it will become grey also. It will be fully dried up. It will become powder also. What is a body? 5 elements are brought together, put it into a frame. What is a body? 5 elements are brought and put into a frame. And you are given few more frames. And because you have a controlling mentality, control. Somebody wants to control better, they are given temple. You control this. What is that called? Ahankar, false ego. So, how do we come out of it? The knot of doubtfulness is tied when the soul identifies with the material world. One time Bhakti Swami said, because the soul carries this 100, 250 pounds body, immediately you'll get tired. You sleep. He said that actually. So you have to carry this body, If you carry something, some weight on your head, after some time you get tired. So soul is carrying with the rope. I am the doer, I am the doer, I am the doer. All right. Now you take some rest. Yes. Ready? Yes, I am the doer today. So can you believe this knowledge is important, not the material knowledge. People work very hard to increase the assets of the company and they'll all die. After sometime later, bad karma company also declared bankruptcy. What is remaining? Useless, nothing. That's why the only thing that's important is spiritual life. Other things we have to support because Nitya Dharma, Naimittika Dharma. Nitya Dharma means eternality of the soul. You have to serve Krishna, super soul. Naimittika Dharma, I am this body. I have a dharma for the body also, maintenance, body maintenance. So, but when you are operating on Raja and Tama, you will be doubtful. For sure, you will be doubtful. Samsaya. Whatever you're getting results, you're very confident. Whatever you don't know, especially today's education, what is Kali Yuga? Matter, anything related to matter is glorified. Glorified by professors. Because they're also in ignorance. Glorified by parents. They're also in ignorance. Glorified by people around you. But in between, you have some good karma, some grace. You are pulling yourself out of it once a week. Let me show my surface. Let me come to the surface of the ocean and let me breathe in some fresh air of spirituality. This will stay only 1 to 2 days. Monday starts, you'll go down only. Or you'll try to stay afloat by chanting the holy name. If you operate on mode of ignorance and passion, again birth, again death, again birth, again death, again birth, again death. Operate on spirituality, bhakti, we'll go back to Godhead. So 2 things one has to. One, he has to become free from avidya, ignorance. The solution is declare war by acquiring knowledge. The solution to fight ignorance is light of knowledge. Very important. That's why one should not hear for the sake of hearing. Srila Prabhupada heard. Yesterday, somebody asked the question, he's answering. I wanted to add actually. Humble, submissive hearing means hearing with the will to change. Hearing with the will to apply. Otherwise, there is something called Purana Vairagyam. What a great lecture he gave. But this lecture is done by prasad. You take prasad. Lecture went inside, on that prasad will go inside. Then sleep will come inside. Then you forget. But one person has to listen with an intent to change. With an intent to apply. That is a true hearing. You call any name, submissive hearing or humble hearing or glorified hearing, whatever hearing. A person with an intent to, person who is hearing with an intent to change. That is a true hearing. That way Madhacharya says, a person who is not qualified cannot hear. Many times, many sages came, Chitraketu Maharaj told, you're not the body. Chitraketu Maharaj also knows the verses. They were telling also, but he has a desire. What is your desire? You want to go back to Godhead? No, I want a son. Why? I am representing a great lineage and they're all looking for me. I have to, this is actually piety. This is piety. I know these are important, but this is also important. Or he was so engrossed, he married 10 million wives just to get one son. But when did he hear? When the son spoke, Dad, you're in Maya. I'm not your son. I went through millions of fathers. Really? I went through millions of fathers. So a hearing with the desire to change, with the desire to apply, that is a true hearing. Otherwise, we hear, we quote verses. It's very easy to quote verses when somebody is listening. Prabhupada heard with an intent to change himself and the world. Out of 60,000 disciples of Saraswati Thakur, one person listened and applied. Not that Saraswati Thakur gave an elaborate, they sat together and planned on the bank of Radhakund. Abhay Babu, you do this, you do this, you do. No, 2 lines. If at all you have any money, print books. If you have time, preach in English language. 2 lines, that's it. This says change the world because that person, his hearing was with an intention of applying it. Otherwise, how is the lecture amazing? But Prasad is more amazing. Why? If we hear that penetration has to happen, has to go through the knot of Ahankara, then only it will touch the soul. That's a purity. Why many times I felt, doubt myself. I don't have, I lack this, but let me apply other things. No, purity, penetration. Even if the person speaking doesn't have purity, if you have sincerity, you will penetrate in your heart. Message is same. Imbibe, how you imbibe is different. It operates on these 3 modes. So, doubtful. Somebody, really Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead. Really, I'm not the body spirits. I have faith in Lord Krishna, but I don't have faith on Lord Chaitanya. I have faith in Lord Chaitanya, I don't have faith in Nityananda Prabhu. I have faith in this, but I don't have. I have faith in Kirtan, but I don't have faith in lecture. I have faith in Prasad, but I don't have faith in Kirtan. So what you're doing, you're purchasing only a portion. You're not purchasing in toto. It is a sign that we are in a Rajantam. Sar Pratapradhan Maharaj, Sarvam Bhattacharya said, Kashi Mishra said, this is Lord Chaitanya, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is actually non-different from Radha and Krishna. One line he accepted. Means Pratapradhan Maharaj, imagine what type of goodness he is situated in. Only one line. Not that they went through an elaborate, they brought all the books and referred. Kashi Mishra had that faith. Lord Chaitanya revealed it to Sarvam Bhattacharya. Sarvam Bhattacharya got the faith only after seeing, not by hearing. He heard directly from Lord Chaitanya. So anyway, so we need to, as long as we are not properly situated in Sambandha Jnana, fully, to some extent doubt prevails. Lord Chaitanya was talking to this, what is his name, Kazi. They were arguing. What you said is right. We know all the scriptures. So this is not, it's not giving 100%. But because I took birth in this faith, I am continuing. Wow, means he knew. Still, he doesn't want to give it up. Conditioning. When Lord Chaitanya was arguing with the Mayavadis, the sannyasis of Kasi and Parinamvad and Vaivartavad, I said, you are right. We agree. We know this. But I will have taken sannyas into this lineage. I need to promote this. I should be obedient to the lineage. Are I knowing very well there is no stuff in that? Then what happened? Doubt remains. Last days, Mother Teresa, who was so famous all over the world, she said, I don't know how God looks like. If Christianity gives love of God, to experience love of God, you need to know who it is. Who is that Father? Jesus Christ was in the crucifix telling, Eli, 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 la sabachthani. We need to know. So you got so much name and fame, but she's honest. You want to experience love, but not with the Son. I want to have direct. The love Jesus Christ experienced with his Father. I want to experience that. But I don't know. She expressed it. I mean, you need to have a lot of guts to say that. You know, you need to be very frank. Vidyate hridaya grandhi chidyante sarva samsaya kshente chasya karmane drishtama yavatmanisvare. It all starts with the Nashtapraya Shabbatarish Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. If you come and serve Bhagavat, book Bhagavat, devotee Bhagavat. If you serve Srimad Bhagavatam by listening it, and if you serve book Bhagavat by following his instructions, Nityam, every day, then only you will be situated in Nishta. The first verse, almost there is a word. Why almost? Your bhakti is anishtita bhakti. Your bhakti is not stable. When your bhakti is not stable, doubt. That it is not told in that verse. The 2 verses later. So, 4 regulative principles and 16 rounds will give you qualification to read Bhagavatam. They will not give you pure love of God. They will give you qualification to associate with devotees and render service and hear Bhagavatam. And when you do that, if Bhagavatam tells you many more things to give it up, and when you try to give it up, that's why bhakti, you go forward, it becomes more and more difficult. Because will you give it up or not? Let me think. All right, think. Sometimes when life is gone, I'll give it up. Why? People join full time at the same time, people join full Bhakti Ruksha same time. Somebody is stuck. Their rope of the boat is still anchored. Somebody cut the anchor and they're already flying. One has to see what are the attachments because of ahankar I am tied with, because of which my boat of spiritual life is not going forward. Where is the doubt I have? One has to introspection. One has to do this introspection, sit and said, write down. So this year I will overcome, try to overcome, I'll attack on this, I'll work on this, what I should do. That will take us forward. Otherwise, he is very senior devotee. Amazing, Haribol. Inside, it's not Haribol. Haribol ho gaya actually. I'm serious. Or if you pick up philosophy, you're a very powerful speaker, and then you will have 2 lives. A hypocritical life of doubt and sadness, and a life of blessing others. 4th or 5th verse of Mana section. You know, that's why one has to be honest. Prabhu, you are amazing. I'm not. I'm very fallen. No, you're amazing. No, I'm lusty. I still have impurities. Good. Accept. Then that's where one makes progress. So anyway, what is that? When you come and do service with humility, very important. When you associate with devotees with humility, when you listen to Srimad Bhagavatam with an intent to apply, time is running out, let me apply. Then you'll come to Nishta. Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobadesya chetayatiranavitana stitam sattve prasiddhati. Then only, slowly, eventually, that is not in your hands. Krishna consciousness is not acquired, awarded. Wow. When I heard first time, that's true. I am chanting for 25 years. Why I have not gone there? That's why you have not gone there. It is awarded. It is not acquired. It is awarded. All even including devotees, family members, including devotees, they're all fallible soldiers. Maximum what they offer is cry. That's it. Then 2-3 days later, that person wrote exam, he left, he or she. never to meet again. This nonsense education. New Jersey, I got a phone call actually, Mother passed away. A month later, daughter who got very good marks. So many marks, studying in, one of the best universities of America. She goes at 11 o'clock. Dad, I want mom. Useless nonsense education. Nowhere it is said, you make money, you'll be happy. I told them, they called me, I'll do counseling if you want, I can have no problem. So thing is, this as long as Rajasthan, we have to come to Sattva. Whether how many ever degrees you have, how many ever marks you have not understood the basics. So sad. That's why depression, frustration. Sthitam satya prasidati. Then you become happy. Avam prasanna manaso bhagat tattva yogi. Tattva yogi ta bhagat tattva jnana mukta sangasya jayate. You are going towards liberation. Then what happens? Vidyate hridaya grandhi chidyanti sarvasamsaya. That is the word. That hard knot false ego is cut. Why Srila Prabhupada, one man army, but still he made a lot of inroads into every civilization. Purity. Purity of the purpose. Self-realized. Whatever he is talking is penetrating the hearts. Penetrating the hearts. So it is cutting that. His power was so high. Actually, I was just recently in the temple. Srila Prabhupada was sweeping, crying. I have no qualification. My Guru Maharaj has given this instruction. Oh, Radha Damodarji. Oh, Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Radha Madhava. Oh, Rupa Goswami, please help me. I'm unable to fulfill this. This instruction was given long ago. Everyone forgot. Not that I'm sure Saraswati Thakur must have given the similar instruction to not just one, many. Nobody would give instruction to one. He might have told this to at least a number of disciples. But intent to listen and apply. So, Drishtava evat manishwari. When you do that, you continue performing bhakti. Krishna has to be pleased. Devotees have to be pleased. Recently I realized Guru is not just confined to the frame, but Guru Tattva also. Niranjan Swami never saw Prabhupada. But what Niranjan Swami did, I'm sure many of his God was couldn't do. Why? Otherwise Guru will come, Guru Maharaj, no. You behave as the Guru is standing next to you. Prabhupada said, I never had a, I always associate my Guru Maharaj he was always with me. Not that Saraswati is swinging everywhere. He knew with confidence. The force, the what is the blessings he is full are there of Saraswati Thakur are there, and he is fully conscious of that. Advanced, of course. So my point is Chityante Sarvasamsaya. So if you continue doing bhakti, this rope of ahankar is cut and the doubts are also removed, cut into pieces. Drishtva evatmanishwari. In fact, that is the prerogative of human life. We are meant to achieve that. Nothing else. Everything, other things should support this. That's why one has to look in one's heart and address the impurities, address the misgivings, means doubts, address the acts of ahankar, false ego, and acts of rajogun, tamogun, and go far. However, even though the results may not come, if we do the right thing, at least we should be happy you're doing right thing. Results or failure, success or failure, it isn't the answer question. That's what I want to say. If I've spoken anything wrong, excuse me as your humble servant. Very grateful for your patient audience. Hare Krishna. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we like it.
Thank you for the explanation about the importance of coming to more of goodness. Also, there's doubts, Prabhuji, when you mentioned that how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya accepted Mahaprabhu as the God himself. And in this world, many people, what my observation is like, they're innocent at the same time. Some people will be exploiting the process, right? They don't find that bona fide process. They will be attracted with any other process, accepting, not going through that, checking that. How do we make sure we are not doubting, we're not giving this information with the view of doubting this, right? It's not bona fide. We say we are bona fide. We have sampradaya. When we talk to new people, especially in India, they just accept whatever comes into their life. This is what it is. They don't see, okay, anything else is there, and how we can see that, and how we can guide them that is not the bona fide. How we can tell them that we need to explore.
There are
They're
two,
innocent.
there are 2-3 questions in your question. First of all, Gaurav Maharaj says, if you want to be cheated, you'll be cheated. You'll get a bogus guru. Many people are actually not really interested to pursue spiritual life. Bhavanam Janmanam Ante, it takes so many lifetimes. Most of the people want an insurance that will support their sense gratification. Even they see monk, I have a problem with my family. Can you help me? Best example is Narada Muni is coming to give Krishna to Chitraketu Maharaj. This is not Kali Yuga story. Chitraketu Maharaj said, I want a daughter, son. If this was the consciousness in those days, what to speak of? That's what people are. People are today Kali Yuga overwhelmed. Hey, you're not this body, you're a spirit soul. Prabhu, I am this body. The problems I have this issue, that issue, my son problem, daughter problem. Can you help me solve? Because they have a lot of bad karma. So even if we have everything, even though we have everything, ammunition, something great, they don't need so much of suffering right now. That's why whatever brings a little bit relief, for them it is fine. First thing, they're not interested in the ultimate truth, absolute truth. They are interested in the relief. Honestly speaking, today people don't want billions. They want relief. That's it. From the suffering. Why today, people are approaching that Babas, this Babas, that yogis, for that. When you are genuine, you will get right person. That is the one question I observed. Second question you asked in that same, we need to have the purity to penetrate. We should be doubt-free. We should not have any doubt. You present very firmly. That's why I was telling you the other day. Dev Madhav tells Americans, day one, hey, this is Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. You want to stay. If not, you'll go. I don't have time. I'll try. Otherwise, you're so wonderful. You're so sweet. Eat gulab jamun, rasgulla, all this. He'll come and eat 3 days. How is the program? And that the gulab jamun is very good. Then, because you don't have the purity, you're trying to get him through gulab jamun. Of course, if you're like Prabhupada offering gulab jamun to Krishna and feeding, that is different. But here, that purity is not there. One has to be doubt-free. I should be convinced. For me, I'm not the body but soul. It's a reality. For me, that person asked me that in like 20 years ago in Malaysia. A person who has to continue in ISKCON, he has to be is a steady entrant, or 20 years ago, are practicing for 20 years. Do you accept Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead? Do you accept Lord Chaitanya as not different from Radha Krishna, who has given the process? If you follow, you'll attain the perfection. Third one, do you accept Srila Prabhupada as a pure devotee? If you follow sincerely, he'll take you back to Godhead. These three questions, one should not have any doubt. If you have doubt, you will not continue. Or if you continue, you'll be superficial. You will never come to Japa class. Your Japa hai no. Why? Because somewhere there is a doubt lingering in your mind. You may be initiated also. You may be senior also. You all have to look in your heart somewhere. If you have doubt, there is a possibility doubt is there. Not that I'm chanting, doubt is clear. Krishna has to give that Sambandha Jnana. Sambandha Jnana is the medicine that will remove the doubt, the disease of doubt. So one has to be, that's why Prabhupada's first line is purity is the first. When you say, I don't have purity, try your best. Krishna will help. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, I think last lecture also you mentioned about the being interested about the tight skin and loose skin. And I just have a comment that our acharyas also kind of in Rupa, like Raganuga Bhakti, it's compared to that the natural attraction for a boy to the girl or girl to the boy. It is compared like let that way my attraction be governed or directed towards you, Krishna, like that it is stated. I just wanted to give a comment that acharyas also have commented on the same line that this is the fundamental kind of keeps you in the material world or binds you, because that's the knot that you, as you said, the ahankara is the first connection from the soul to the material world. And that's why I'm identifying myself as a boy, man. That's why I'm looking at something that is of my interest. So I just wanted to share that.
I give the example as a proof that Maya exists. I didn't give the example. I agree. So Rupa Goswami writes that the attraction man has a girl, boy has for girl, means that much extent I should have a natural attraction. Not I should not think 10 times should I go to Mangalarti or not. And the boyfriend will never think, should I go and talk to her, should I leave the phone or not? They will think only when the problem comes. Otherwise, they even first ring only lift, because the attraction is natural. But in my lecture, I told it means Maya, existence of Maya is a proof. I gave that example. I'm sorry. Any other question? Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. So you said we should hear and speak the message. We should hear with the intent to change. So the only thing that blocks is because of my desires. Because the desires, that intention is not
Doubt also. Doubt also.
Doubt also. Suppose if I have desires first. So how will I get rid of these desires then? Even I'm associating, I don't have that intent to change. So I'm in the same place where I am always. So how to get rid of those desires?
Okay. So I have to a little bit adjust the question. Listen, first of all, situated in Raja and Tamu, doubt is there. Then this world, Sattva is not very pure. It's mixed with Raja and Tamu. So even being situated in Sattva also, to the extent you are influenced by Raja and Tamu, there will be doubt. The solution I told him just, first of all, Sambandha Jnana. One has to be firmly situated in Sambandha Jnana. For that, we need to read Prabhupada books. Associate with devotees who are very firmly fixed on the path, on this path. Hang on, please them. So then their association, it changes you. Iron rod in the association of fire becomes red hot, and the association of refrigerator, it becomes ice cold. Regularly associate. But let me tell you, this process, it does cleansing from the roots. It doesn't do superficially. Other process like Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Karma Yoga, so-called different organizations, they're cutting the weeds. If you cut the weed, it'll grow back. But this process, we are talking about Bhagavatam, meant for super exalted devotees, liberated souls. So this will remove from the roots. One is like, you have to, like, the fire is burning. Don't add fuel to it. Fire of doubt, fire of sense enjoyment. Don't add fuel to it. Stop it. Then the fire eventually will die down. But in between, if you add a little bit, then what happens? The fire keeps on burning, and if you come, why it's not happening? Means, fuel, somebody is adding fuel to it. Fuel of sense gratification. It is true with me, with you, with everyone. So, and don't add fuel to the fire of sense enjoyment and doubt. Associate devotees, they may have, who are going forward, hang on with them. They may not be perfect, but they're trying to follow. I'm telling you, it can be anybody. So hang on with them and do service. Eventually, it will happen. Charu Prabhupada. Prabhupada, how long does this process work? Prabhupada said, around 40 years. Based on the conditioning. So doesn't mean 39th year you go and start, I have 39 years I waited. And if you start doing things, you are adding fuel there. Then I wait another 39 years. But of course, whatever the progress you have made is eternal. It is never lost. It's eternal. That's why, when there is an itch, don't scratch. Wait. But apply the medicine. Does it answer the question? I think you're asking for my sake or for a you are actually definitely wonderful. Yes,
so thank you for enlightening. I just wanted some clarification, especially around the last part which you said. In terms of the continued results are not in our hand. Lord, I'll talk about myself. I don't know if I have doubt. I think no. But at the same time, I feel I am practicing, but I may not be practicing it correctly. So what would happen is, because if I'm not doing things correctly, I may miss the boat altogether, because you gave an example about 40 years. So that introspection or feedback, which is very much needed at every step, is very important, because otherwise I'll end up doing something, that I'm doing my job correctly, but you realize, oh man, I did not do it correctly. Now, how would I really get that assurance at the same time? Because there are few things which I'm not comfortable sharing or which I'm struggling within, but I feel I can't share that and I have a struggle. But at the same time, I want to follow that practice. Like, I'll give you one example. I was reading Prathu Maharaj glorifying 4 Kumaras. Such a rascal mind is that when I was hearing, oh, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, 4 Kumaras are Jnani, he is glorifying them like they are Supreme Personality of Godhead. So while reading Paramhamsa book, even after years and years, such crude mentality comes in and makes you feel, boss, you are doing something terribly wrong. And in spite of practicing, you're not moving ahead, you're still at the same, or sometimes even you're going 100 years back, or whatever we call it as. How do I know that I'm doing correctly? Is it again the same point, which is the Chaitya Guru will inform if I'm sincere? Is that what the point is? Sorry, trying to clarify that part.
Probably Chaitya Guru and all I don't speak because they have to be substantial, tangible. One time Anandundan Prabhu asked this question to Yugal Sadhana Swami, same question. Maharaj, I have a fear of missing the bus. Maharaj said, very good. If you think you can make it, you will never make it. Krishna consciousness is awarded, not acquired. As long as you have the fear, there is a good possibility of making it. When we have fear, then what happens? We don't develop familiarity. We will not develop familiarity with the devotees, the deities, Prasad, Bhagavatam. So then what happens? When you have fear, you will try to hold on to the process and feet of the devotees. But when you think you will make it, it shows a sense of pride. A person who has pride in his heart definitely left devotees. Radhana Swami says, even if it is written in your chart, you will become a sannyasi. If you offend devotees, you will never take sannyas. Or if you're a sannyasi, you will fall. So the point is, I told myself recently, same fear entered in my heart 2 years ago, 2 years ago. Then I concluded, Indrajan Maharaj says, Kali Yuga means we are all mercy case. I told myself, I think mercy case. Then I said, it is mercy because I'll chant 5 years perfectly. Anardha Nivartita Nishta. Great. Then you'll chant 2 more years. Nishta onwards, it's a roller coaster ride. Taste. I got the taste for the process, 2 years. Then 1 year, attachment, asakti. 6 months, bhava, first lay of love of God. 3 months, prema. So this is not a 4-year engineering degree. That's why many times I mentioned, bhakti is like doing PhD in pharmacology. Why is that word pharmacology? They told me, so many PhD students used to come to my program. Doing PhD in pharmacology means you close your eyes and you mix medicines. Keep on mixing. One guy will say, yesterday this medicine is working, I graduated after 7 years. Another guy comes at 10 years later, I graduated. I know still people doing PhD past 17 years, 15 years, they couldn't. But one guy says, I finished my PhD in 5 years. This is like the Prabhu is telling 40 years. Someone has attained perfection in 10 years. Somebody attained perfection. Naradamun attained perfection in 6 months. Dhruva attained perfection in 6 months. Prahlad, a few years. So, it is not acquired. It is avoided. That is one of the reasons people don't come to bhakti. Why? Second semester is over. First year, second sem is over. You go to second year, and you will never see the books of first sem. But here is not like that. Still, we have to hold on to Bhagavad Gita, hold on to Bhagavatam, hold on to same devotees after this many years. Maharaj, what is it? Dhruva Maharaj was going back to Godhead. I'm sure I tell this. You got a job in America, not through F1, not studies, H1. Directly day one you will start. What is your feeling? You all guys rot in this material world. Main to ja raha hu America. I'm going to America. These people are there here. Only Dhruva Maharaj is going back to Godhead. Dhruva Maharaj went and offered obeisance to everyone. He never thought, you guys rot in the material world. That's perfectly true, actually. I am going back to Godhead. No. Spiritual world is a state of consciousness. If Dhruva Maharaj had that thought, the flight would not have come. Trust me. Why the flight came? Dhruva Maharaj, that Pushpak Bhavan came. He has that nature. Whether the flight to the spiritual world will come or not. That's why going through actually one time said, whatever the consciousness needed there should be applied here. Then, actually one time the Maharaj told me, Yugal Kishore, don't think so much. Will I go back to Godhead or not? Why? I want to go there and enjoy. Forget about enjoyment. I want to become free from suffering. After practicing for this many days, I don't think anybody wants to enjoy. But what I want to, our Burjan Prabhu says is, my impetus to go back to Godhead is only one thing. I want to become free from suffering. That's it. You see old age, you see other people suffering and so, chanting what they are going through. I'll also go through. Our impetus for bhakti is that. That's okay to begin with. But a day should come, whether Krishna will take me back or not, whether I go through suffering or not, whether I get results or not, I'll do bhakti. That is the pure bhakti. Anya vilashata sunyam. Then Krishna will do the rest. I'm sorry if I spoke anything. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Your top-line knowledge needs to change and go into more of goodness.
Okay, repeat again.
You said your top-line knowledge and go into the mode of that. But actually, devotees are already doing it, right? What is the need to change for devotees? What's the devotees? They're already doing seva and bhakti and everything. And they're also in the process.
Change internally, Prabhuji. You are doing everything perfectly externally. Everyone has to see whether whatever we are doing perfectly externally, I hope I'm using the word perfect. Is it changing me internally?
But gradually it will change.
Definitely the change is gradual, I agree. So one should be hopeful. Asha Bandha, Prabhu Goswami mentions it. So you should be hopeful for sure. Without hope, you will not go forward anyway. So, but over a period of time, this many years are over. If you think, or if I think, I am in the same place where I left 20 years ago, or where I was in 20 years ago, then you need to change. I'll tell you, America, I like this thing. AT&T, all these companies. Prabhuji, they will change the rule. They'll change the business strategy. Sales strategy. And they will get a profit. Maybe ISKCON temples will continue the same thing. Prabhu, never. Next year, immediately they'll change the strategy because they want more profit. Laulyam ekam api mulyam. Prabhu Goswami says, you want to make progress? Intense greed to make progress. That is the price to make for progress in Krishna consciousness. It's going on very well. I am doing service anyway. If the process is gradual, suddenly one day you'll be 70. And you, with knowledge, you say, I'm still in another nivritti. Then, we should have that, healthy fear for Maya. And we should be hopeful of Krishna's grace. These two things are needed. And you do whatever is needed to go forward on daily basis. Because metal world is such a demanding place,
But when you say devotees, they're not exactly in contact with material world. Right? If you're not a devotee, then you are more in contact with the material world. Otherwise, if you're a devotee, your contact with the material world is not much.
I agree. Thank you. So as you become better and better devotee, your contact, at least in your mental level, it's not much. I agree. In fact, that is a sign you're making progress, actually. That's what I want to say. You want to add anything?
No. Only thing is, you have to keep doing the same thing, right? Because
That's what we discussed.
what I'm saying is, every day you keep doing the same thing, eventually you have to.
I said you said that I added one sentence. We have to keep doing the same thing, but we should also see internally, this same thing I am doing, is it making me go forward? Vairagya Vitya Nija Bhakti Yogam. My material desires, are they going down or not? My taste for hearing and chanting, is it increasing or not? My attraction towards deities, devotees in process, is it increasing or not? If it is even 2 miles an hour, 1 mile an hour, it is increasing a little bit. You don't need to be 1,000 miles of flight. Even like a small, bullock cart, it is increasing, that's fine.
But a lot of times it's difficult to judge it. You're making progress.
Stay in the association of devotees and come regularly and hear and practice in the association of serious devotees. You can do that, Roshi. That's my experience. Thank you. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll end it. So I think we'll end it. Thank you very much. Anyone wants to add online? I think, sorry, I already shut it down.
We kind of mentioned upon that in the spiritual world, a lot of time we want to go because there's no suffering, right? To get rid of suffering. That's also desire, right?
That's why Lord Chaitanya
get rid of desire. So that is also a desire to.
Nice question. Thank you for nice question. And there are step A, step B for this answer. Step A, one level, second level, higher level is there. Step A answer is coming to attend morning program, chanting my 16 rounds, associating with the devotees, eating prasad is a perfectly bona fide desire. That way, Going back to Godhead. Hey, you want to go back to your home. That's where you came from. Krishna wants you to come back. That's perfectly bona fide desire. That is one level. The next level is, Dad, you're asking me to come, but all my brothers and sisters are here. As long as they are here, Dad, I don't want to come and enjoy with you. I will help them. And I'll send you back. I'll send them back to you. So, as long as they are here, I will be here. That's why Lord Chaitanya did not. He said, Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare. There is no liberation. Gandhi says in his book, even spiritualists are selfish. They want liberation. Then I read Lord Chaitanya's. Lord Chaitanya doesn't ask for liberation. He didn't ask for liberation. Even one materialist stays in the material world, thinking this money will give me happiness, this name will give me happiness, this enjoyment will give me happiness. Prahlad says to Narasimha Swami, I will not come back. I will stay here and preach. Not to become guru, only to send that person back to spiritual world. So that is a level 2 answer, higher level. But again, you have to, okay, so like Lord Chaitanya, and that level, Prahlad level, if you say it is not easy. So one has to be honest, look, I am not on that level. This desire is very bona fide. Prabhu said, metal world is a very difficult place. Who would have imagined Maharaj Chitraketu would just smile and would pass one line comment and he will become a demon. And everyone is praying for Rudrasur to die. Pure devotee. So metal world is a very, very difficult place. Who would have imagined this person, Bharat Maharaj, is getting darshan of Vasudev, and he's seeing once in a while. And probably in few days to come, he'll go back to Godhead, and suddenly he's attached deer and 2 more births he has to take. So, which plan here? I mean, level 1 or level 2, it's up to you. It depends on individuals. That's okay, But it's a bona fide desire. So, online, anyone wants to add anything, otherwise we'll end it. So we'll end it here. Somebody, okay, some message. I don't know. Thank you very much. Dhanavad Prabhu. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you.